Welcome to our immigration briefing show. Today, we're diving into some eye-opening stories from across the U.S. First up, a 17-year-old American citizen named Christian Jimenez was detained by ICE agents right in the middle of his school lunch break in Oregon. Despite confirming his citizenship, ICE forcibly broke his car window and took him away, only to release him later that day. This incident has sparked a wave of concern as reports of similar detentions surface, highlighting the ongoing tensions around immigration enforcement. Next, we're looking at Chicago, where a heavy-handed immigration crackdown continues to stir controversy. Despite a reduction in arrests, over 3,000 individuals have been detained, many of whom are not criminal suspects but simply suspected violators. Lawsuits challenge the use of force and detention conditions, and the community remains anxious about further enforcement actions. The situation remains tense, with investigations into controversial arrests and a fatal shooting ongoing. Finally, in the world of entertainment and politics, the new film Wicked, for Good is making waves. It's not just a magical story but a reflection of real-world political themes like racial tension, propaganda, and immigration issues. Critics say the film cleverly mirrors current debates, showing how control over information influences society. It's a powerful reminder that even in a land of fantasy, political themes resonate deeply with our current societal struggles. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. According to Yahoo US, a startling incident unfolded at a high school in Oregon when ICE agents detained 17-year-old Christian Jimenez, a proud U.S. citizen, during his lunch break. Despite asserting his citizenship, officers forcibly broke his car window and took him to an ICE facility in Portland. The family described the emotional distress and confusion surrounding the event, with authorities later releasing Christian and attempting to charge him with obstructing investigation. The school district emphasized its policies to ensure student safety, but the incident has left a lingering sense of anxiety among students and staff, especially as local immigrant advocacy groups report similar detentions of other U.S. citizens in the area, highlighting the ongoing tensions between immigration enforcement and community safety. The Associated Press paints a broader picture of Chicago's escalating immigration crackdown, which has transformed the city into a battleground of legal battles, protests, and community fears. Led initially by Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino, the operation involved armed agents swooping across neighborhoods in unmarked vehicles, often resulting in tense confrontations. Although the intensity has waned, arrests continue at a steady pace, notably in suburbs like Broadview, where residents are increasingly alarmed by the aggressive tactics used by federal agents. Investigations into the conduct of these agents, including a fatal shooting, have added to the city's turmoil, with many questioning the legitimacy of the arrests. Federal data reveal that only a small fraction of those detained pose a significant threat, raising doubts about the purpose and fairness of the crackdown amid growing lawsuits and community unrest. Deutsche Welle reports that the Trump administration's immigration enforcement efforts are extending into Democratic-leaning cities like Charlotte, North Carolina, intensifying fears among local residents. Under the operation dubbed Charlotte's Web, over 250 arrests have been made since the previous weekend, sparking widespread anxiety among Latino communities and even U.S. citizens. The crackdown has led to a decline in business activity, school attendance, and a pervasive sense of being trapped in a web of fear. The aggressive tactics employed in these cities underscore the political and social tensions surrounding immigration policy, with many residents feeling increasingly vulnerable and uncertain about their safety and future. CNN vividly portrays the political depth of Wicked, for Good, emphasizing its allegorical use of the Land of Oz to explore contemporary issues like racial tension, propaganda, and immigration. The film's narrative reveals how those in power manipulate perceptions and create enemies, like the animals and marginalized groups, to consolidate control, echoing real-world tactics used by political figures to divide and conquer. Scenes depicting restricted movement and the caging of animals resonate with recent immigration crackdowns, particularly the aggressive policies of the Trump administration, which sought to strip protections from undocumented immigrants and fuel Islamophobic sentiments. These parallels underscore how the film, rooted in a fantastical world, reflects urgent societal debates about justice, rights, and the abuse of authority, making it a potent, politically charged piece that invites viewers to question the narratives fed to them by those in power. Yahoo US captures the palpable tension in New Orleans as federal immigration enforcement intensifies under Trump's renewed push for mass deportations, despite the city's low crime rates and vibrant multicultural fabric. Residents are preparing to resist Operation Swamp Sweep, with community members organizing to protect neighbors, report sightings of ICE agents, and educate themselves about their legal rights. Local advocates highlight the rising fear among immigrant communities, emphasizing that the crackdown disproportionately targets Latinos and Muslims, fueling Islamophobia and racial profiling. The city's leadership, including the mayor-elect, acknowledges these concerns, stressing the importance of due process and community solidarity. Meanwhile, state laws further entrench the crackdown, with politicians like Louisiana's governor aligning state policies with federal immigration efforts, even as local police assert they will not participate in deportations. This climate of heightened enforcement and community resistance exemplifies the ongoing struggle to safeguard immigrant rights amid a politically motivated crackdown. Associated Press vividly describes the unfolding reality in New Orleans and across the nation, where the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies threaten to destabilize immigrant communities and erode civil liberties. The planned deployment of hundreds of federal agents, under the guise of combating crime, has sparked fears of mass raids and racial profiling, with local residents rallying to defend their rights and prepare for possible confrontations. The community's response underscores a collective resilience, with workshops on legal protections and grassroots organizing aimed at resisting unjust enforcement. Meanwhile, political leaders and law enforcement officials grapple with balancing federal directives and local commitments to civil rights, with some police departments distancing themselves from participation in immigration enforcement. This tense atmosphere highlights the broader debate over immigration policy, civil liberties, and the role of federal authority, illustrating how political agendas can threaten community safety and cohesion. The New York Times reports on a significant legal setback for the Trump administration's immigration policies, as a U.S. appeals court has refused to allow the expansion of rapid deportation procedures. The court panel, citing concerns over migrants' due process rights, upheld a lower court ruling that found the administration's policies unconstitutional when applied across the country, not just at the border. This ruling underscores the ongoing judicial resistance to the administration's efforts to expedite removals and highlights the legal challenges faced by immigration enforcement initiatives that threaten to bypass established legal protections for migrants. CBC details the turbulent journey of Canada's border security legislation, initially introduced as Bill C-2 in response to pressure from the U.S. and former President Trump's rhetoric about migration and fentanyl. The bill, which aimed to strengthen surveillance and tighten asylum rules, has faced fierce opposition and was split into two separate bills, C-2 and C-12, amid criticism over civil liberties concerns. The Liberals, now navigating a minority parliament, are caught in a political tug-of-war, with opposition parties proposing amendments that could significantly alter the legislation's scope, especially around asylum restrictions and immigration procedures, reflecting a broader debate on balancing security with human rights. The Sydney Morning Herald highlights Australia's record-breaking surge in working holiday visas, driven predominantly by young Britons benefiting from relaxed age limits and reduced regional work requirements. The number of visas issued to UK nationals has more than doubled from the previous year, fueled by Australia's strong job market and economic conditions abroad. This influx complicates Australia's migration management, with policymakers debating whether to curb this trend amid concerns about labour market impacts and net migration targets. The rapid increase underscores how policy adjustments, such as ending third-year visas, could influence migration patterns, but negotiations with other countries and political parties make immediate changes complex. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Shadows blend, rise of empires no end. Dragon as well, gun and steel, screams on forcible breach, insatiable cry. In this mental wasteland, dreams die. Life is long, stealing light, like a sweat, endless night. Somebody surge, shadows blend, rise of empires no end. Dragons roll, blood and steel, screams unheard. Prophets real, immortals cold. Forms to slay, workers fate in the shade. Curse war, silent fight, cradles burn, black and night. Rulers law, neon gleam, economic power, rule the sea. Curse war, silent fight, cradles burn, black and night. Rulers law, neon gleam, workers fate in the shade. Curse war, silent fight, cradles burn, black and night. Through the spawn, neon gleam, economic power rules the sea. Contract sign, betrayals deep, backroom deals, ultra sleep, and popsicle, leads insatiable crime. In this mental wasteland, dreams die. Contract sign, Israel's deep, backroom deals, vulture sleep, and popsicle, leads insatiable crime. In this mental wasteland, dreams die. Isaac sees, ancient law, future built, unpaid and law.